Hey yo, hey bro, it's Dominic D'Angelo. It's Rumor and Innuendo. It's a Monday after Thanksgiving, but I'm happy to be here with Mr. Robert Karpelis, WE Creative _ ish, former WE writer. Robert, happy Monday to you, man. How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, we're just going to pretend. All right. Yeah, my Thanksgiving was fantastic. I know what you guys wondered. Dom and I must get along great. Must a wonderful thing. No. See, Mr. D'Angelo earlier today
Uh-huh.
had a sit down
Mm.
with Mr. Vince Russo.
Yes.
Didn't bring Russo here for
Yeah.
the rumor and innuendo. He kept him hidden, kept him off on the side, depriving all of you of what would have been the most epic bro off in podcast history. I am excited to hear this interview whenever it happens. Fed Dom a bunch of questions yesterday that I thought were going to be pretty interesting. I'm sure that was the case, bro. But we're going to say hi to the folks who are joining us here today, starting with Cammie Starr.
Yes.
Said, who are these weird guys and why are they speaking rumors and innuendo? It's been like over 2 years. I'm assuming people know the gimmick by now. Wrestling Old Head says, howdy ho. I hope everyone's holiday went well and the food coma was brief. What are the odds we see a 2-night Survivor Series as early as next year? Plenty of room for more commercials. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no 2-night Survivor Series, please.
Yes. Hello, RNI. Glad to see everyone survive Thanksgiving and War Games. Devin Dowling giving an Ayo.
Hey,
Ray
yo.
Owens says, hello, RNI. It was me, Austin. At least that's the theory. Yes. I think I made a Rikishi joke during Survivor Series when that happened. Wrestling Old Head says, what a polarizing War Games event that turned out to be. And Devin Dowling already earning his first ban of the week by saying it was Road Warrior Animal that attacked Punk, wasn't it? I think Road Warrior Animal is just bitter because it is no longer the Road Warrior pop, Dom. It's the Topanga pop.
The Topanga pop was massive. Big time. My goodness. You were a Boy Meets World fan?
Who wasn't a Boy Meets World fan? Seriously?
Didn't like the show.
What kind of Minkus level monster were you that you didn't like Boy Meets World?
Yes, did not resonate with me well.
It was great. It's how you learned about, important things like Adam Scott someday actually being a really good actor.
Wow. He was on the show? Wait, I didn't know that.
Yes, he was on the show. Vader was obviously on the show.
Yes. You wore the shirt.
He was wearing the Vader shirt. Loved that. Mr. Feeney is an all-time legend. And what a nightmare it would have been living next door to your teacher and then eventually your principal.
My goodness. Yes, that is a nightmare situation.
It's also an insane show that you watch and you're like, yeah, it makes sense that these kids coming out of high school should get married. That seems like the normal, rational response.
Yeah,
it's like by the bell. It's
just graduate, get married. That's what you're supposed to do in life. Hey, we had quite the life this past Saturday when we watched Survivor Series. Robert, 4 matches, 2 War Games matches. What did you think?
I thought that the Florida Gators looked dominant against the Seminoles. I think that was a nice way to round out the season. Very excited about our new coaching choice. I never wanted that Lane Kiffin guy. You'll never find any text in my inbox to prove otherwise. But yes, was able to catch and enjoy almost all Survivor Series live. Wow. I got in a little late, so I got to fast forward a little bit, which was nice because there were a lot of commercials.
Quite a bit going down.
But Survivor Series, I'm gonna take a little sip of coffee here, put this properly. It was a very workmanlike pay-per-view, or PLE. I think it's funny. We watched the new Fantastic Four movie yesterday. My wife didn't see it. What?
The first time you saw it?
This was my second time seeing it. So my daughter and I saw it in theaters. My wife wasn't able to join us. So all 4 of us, the whole family, watched it yesterday. It's my wife's first time seeing it. And I just kept thinking Fantastic Four felt very much like Survivor Series. It did, in theory, on paper, what it needed to accomplish. But it was trying so hard to be inoffensive that it was wildly underwhelming.
I think that's a pretty fair comparison. Yeah, I would, I left that thinking overall, I kind of liked the Fantastic Four movie, but definitely it just felt like it hit the points it needed to and was underwhelming. They missed a lot of opportunities, I think, in that movie.
It was a movie that could have been an email. Survivor Series could have been our prediction show.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
was, I think the women's match was very good. It was a very good women's match, and I think a lot of people unfairly were doing the I'm going to compare Survivor Series War Games to Blood and Guts.
Right. That's tough not to do though, to be honest. Like it kind of is.
Well, it is and it isn't. I think that part of what it is the fact that Blood and Guts is sort of the heir apparent to the elements of war games that you saw in the NWA and WCW, where there were no rules. It was all about uh, blood and guts. It
Right.
was the most hardcore a hardcore match can get. Survivor Series was in a stadium that had, I think, 43,000 people in it.
Sounds about right.
That's what WWE looks at and sees. We put 43,000 people into a stadium, highest attended Survivor Series of all time. Probably did huge numbers on social media, huge numbers for the ESPN streaming app, huge numbers internationally on Netflix. So to them, that is the measurement of success. We did the show, we gave people a version of a spectacle without the glass and the excessive blood, and there were weapons, but it wasn't weapons to the point of excess. It was comically goofy and a very sort of PG 13 version versus what you saw over on AEW. Again, to do another comparison, to me being a Florida person, not a Florida man, just a Florida person. We have at Universal Studios, they have Halloween Horror Nights. I don't know if you're
Okay.
familiar with that. They had this year they had a Wyatt's one.
Oh
Uh,
yes. Yeah.
Disney does the not so scary Mickey Halloween.
Mhm.
Survivor Series felt like the Disney version, whereas AEW's felt like Halloween Horror Nights. Like it was your late teens to 20s to 30s. This is for you. Whereas the Survivor Series War Games match felt very much like anybody at any age can watch this. It's violent, but it's not hard R violence.
Would you say then? I mean, if you look at it from like the marketing and promotion perspective, what have you, is it worth WWE even doing war games then if it's just to for surf for just the superficial stuff? Like, oh, selling maybe toys, getting some promotion, something different, but I don't know.
You know what? I think it was. Here's the thing. I think, especially the women's match. The women's match was a very fun match. It was a
Mhm.
very good hour long. Here's a bunch of stories we're going to put in there. It felt like they had a checkbox of things that they needed to do, specifically as it related to Io Sky. The trash can spot was laughably bad because it was like, well, we need to do the trash can spot. I get it. We need to have a branded trash can to really highlight the fact that this was not a spontaneous moment and the overly choreographed, prepared nature of it. And I understand. I cut my own self off. You do need to do it as safely as humanly possible. Totally understand that, not saying otherwise. The way that they executed it was so safe and over the top. It felt like kids in a discovery zone.
Right. It's and there and inherently makes it pointless, I think, to do. You take away the intrigue of it all. Don't do it. Like I'm all for people not doing it if it's dangerous, obviously.
I
But
mean, the match was, it gave people, everyone got a moment to get a spotlight on them. That the match was paced pretty well across the board. I thought Lash Legend
she was
acquainted herself nicely in her first big match. The story was always going to be, I think we even said it on here, AJ and Becky.
right.
And it ultimately came down to everyone else gets laid out. Becky's left to her own devices, and all the baby faces get a chance to kind of kick her ass. And then AJ makes Becky tap.
Right.
And the big thing I always criticize AEW for is what's next. The Sorkinism. It's like, all right, what are we going to get coming out of this match? And I think coming out of this match, it's clear we're going to get another Becky Lynch, AJ Lee match.
Right.
It's clear that the baby faces are all solidified together. So I wouldn't be shocked if Alexa and Charlotte are going after the tag titles again. And it solidified Lash Legend as a main roster talent.
Yeah. You know, it accomplished certainly did accomplish those things. And Yeah, and that in turn did make it a fun match, I think, to see what is coming next potentially. What was next was John Cena defending that Intercontinental Championship against Dirty Dom Mysterio. Quite a bit of chicanery going on. A very close call for Dom on the outside of the ring, almost akin to what happened to Penta on Monday night. It looked like Dom injured his shoulder, but they played it off as all a ruse, and Judgment Day got involved, but then Liv Morgan got involved and cost Cena the IC Championship. What did you think of this, Robert? Do you like this outcome?
So I had reservations about them doing this match simply because I thought the first time that John Cena and Dom wrestled was a really good match.
Yes.
This did not reach that level. Would you agree in
I
terms
would
of the in-ring product?
completely, yes. I would.
That being said, I think this is again story over substance.
Mm-hmm.
The story of the match made a lot of sense. Dom was trying to cheat. He couldn't beat John Cena. He utilized the faking the injury. Did you pause? Did I pause?
We both paused because
Okay.
you're good though. I heard you.
Dom, yeah. So Dom faking the shoulder injury.
Mm-hmm.
Good little Eddie Guerrero moment right there. I like that Cena took the opportunity to take the finishing moves from Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez simply because he's kind of like, well, I can't wrestle the women. Let me give them that little moment right there.
Yeah.
I liked that. I like that they got sent to the back. I enjoyed the Finn Balor, JD McDonough as the last opportunity to see Super Cena.
Yeah.
The guy who's going to do the double AAs, who's going to seem like the unstoppable. Loved all that. I thought all that made sense. And then Liv Morgan coming out, for beat, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Great camera shots. The crazy look in her eye. If I, the slightly unhinged. Yeah, don't do it. It's horrifying, dumb. This is people are going to switch solely to the audio podcast going forward. That didn't even look like crazy. It looked like you were lifting something heavy. That being said, I like that we're now seeing Dom and Liv together again.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, well, what's going to happen with Liv and Roxanne Perez?
Right.
That's going to be kind of fun. It does feel that split of the Judgment Day and Dominic Mysterio and Liv and El Grande Americano and kind of go from there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of mixed on it. I'm like not like I ultimately wanted to see Cena retain, keep the title, and I understand the logistics of what goes on after the fact. When you have Cena's last match and maybe it being Gunther and all that, but I ultimately wanted to see that. I'm not as disappointed. I think yes, to what you were saying in the previous match, it sets up some intriguing stuff after the fact. So
yeah, I wanted to see John retain, but I see why they wanted to go where they went, and they did it in a way where now Liv's return was part of a big moment, and Dominic Mysterio beat John Cena in John Cena's last ever PLE.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy to think too. Yes. The match you were most excited for, I know, was Stephanie McCare taking on Nikki Bella.
So I know I'm in Florida and it's hot, so I don't have any snowflakes to hand out.
Yes.
You know how many snowflakes I would give this one?
How many?
As many as are on the ground here in Florida right now in 76-degree weather. Look, this was fine. Nikki Bella already had a great night because she got to watch a woman kick John Cena in the balls. So she was already living her best life.
Yeah.
This was every bit the why that we were asking. There could have been any number of people who could have had a better opportunity. But if this is really Nikki's last run, she got a match in Survivor Series for the women's title. Fine, we move on with our lives. Unless you loved it. Maybe you loved it, Don. Maybe I'm totally off base.
Nah, I thought it was okay. It did what it was supposed to do. I think there is that certain like outside of wrestling attraction for Nikki Bella. Even over this weekend, somebody mentioned me that is not a fan of wrestling, mentioned Nikki Bella to me. So I mean, it did catch people's radar in a little bit of a way, but yeah, ultimately, like, yeah, it was okay. Like it did what it's supposed to do, kind of like what you were saying about the PLE in general. Main event, it was War Games, but the men, and we had We had the heel team winning. It was the Vision, along with Brock Lesnar and Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. They defeated Cody's team, if you want to call it that, with a little help from a masked man who we don't know who is, but kind of do.
Dude, it was Seth Rollins. I saw him do a curb stomp.
Mm-hmm.
He helped the Vision. It's clearly Seth Rollins. I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you
That's
take a
why
look at his cheeks, though, Robert? Those don't look like the gluteus maximus of Seth Rollins. Did
you know, I don't think at any point in time did I think I should probably go check out the man's cheeks.
No,
but hey, you do you. Not we are as welcoming here at Rumor and Innuendo as any podcast in the world. We take just about anybody, except for Vince Russo.
Well, hey, the only reason I bring that up.
Sorry, Wrestling Old Head took where I was going to go with this, and I'm a little perturbed. He said, "Come on, that was clearly Montez Ford."
Oh, wow. Well,
I genuinely would have been so excited if it was Montez Ford.
That would have been great if it was Montez
Ford. I was having this conversation with my buddy Adam, and it's like, we've wanted to see Montez Ford step up for so long. This would have absolutely been a great opportunity for it. I would keep this whole version of the Vision together.
Yeah.
I think it's clear that this is going to be the reveal, and we'll get to that in a moment. But this collective group, the idea that Heyman has Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, and he's seconding Brock Lesnar, he physically walked that dude out to the ring, and Drew having something to anchor himself to, is a pretty compelling package for WWE programming. When I say that Survivor Series was just kind of there, this match was fine. That Doomsday device that looked like it almost killed Braun Breaker looked like it sucked.
Yes.
Brock showing up in the match gave it a different complexion than it did before that. Otherwise, it was just kind of, we're going through the motions, and hey, Punk's kind of bleeding. And when all was said and done, most people feel we have our WrestleMania main events.
What do you, going into that landscape, what do you think it is currently, the main events?
Well, it looks like Cody and Roman is the destination that we're going to get a trilogy of WrestleMania main events out of those guys. This time with a slightly different flavor, that the heels win because of a mysterious masked man dressed in all black. Hey, I'm dressed in all black. Maybe it was me. It was not me. I'm not that nimble. But yes, there was the interference for the I just heard myself through your headphones. That was great. Yes, there was a serious masked man who interfered and attacked. But at the same time, the fact that Cody was the one that was in Roman's face, and Roman was again staring down at Punk and Cody, it does kind of feel like we're gonna get Roman and Cody for the world title on SmackDown, and then on Raw, it feels like CM Punk, Braun Breaker with the I don't know. Brock Lesnar's a good in case of emergency.
So you think
you can always do a triple threat. If they suddenly realize Braun Breaker versus CM Punk might not be the most compelling match ever.
See, yeah, I mean, I wasn't getting that. I was thinking more it was going to be Roman and Punk, and then a Cody. Geez, I don't even know. I wasn't even trying to formulate.
It's December.
Yeah.
But tonight they're going to do the heavy lifting. Tonight we're going to get the revelation that most likely, yes, that is Austin Theory, who is the third man.
Yes.
And now we're going to get these WrestleMania main events that, to me, they're okay, but maybe they'll find a compelling story to get us there.
Yeah, I mean, if those are the main events, like, they're gonna have to do some legwork to make me intrigued by it.
I mean, Wrestling Old Head says, I think Punk Roman is the true WrestleMania main event, in my opinion. Interesting. We did see it this past year with the triple threat.
Sure, yeah.
So the problem with a Punk Roman main event is you've got a guy who very much is a part-timer taking in a guy who very much is potentially injury prone. And the audience can be split in a way that I don't think WWE wants. I think Cody and Roman gives the audience a chance to tell their own story of what that's going to look like, while allowing Braun Breaker to ascend. And I think for CM Punk, he's going to be a lot more interested in wanting to put over a young star and make the next generation of WWE talent, more so than, yeah, let me go beat Roman Reigns, or let me go wrestle Roman Reigns, wherever that may look like. I think Punk and Brock is kind of an interesting match.
Mm-hmm.
And with Heyman there, there's a way to tell that story. There's a way for Heyman's kind of got himself at the center of all this,
Right.
which good on him from a backstage perspective to make sure that he is constantly front and center, because no matter who it is, it's either the people who trust him on camera or the people who trust him behind the scenes. Doesn't seem like there's any involvement from The Rock or Travis Scott. So I will call that a win for WrestleMania this year.
As of yet, it could be The Rock and somebody else. Sabrina Carpenter, perhaps.
That's the other issue, by the way.
Yeah.
If you go Rock and if you go, wow, you got me saying wrong. If you go CM Punk and Braun Breaker,
Mm-hmm.
or you go Cody and Roman, those are close of show main events, which means once again you're shutting the door on a women's main event for WrestleMania.
Sure.
And while I can see Punk advocating to say, don't make mine the main event, I already got my main event spot. Do you deprive Braun Breaker of his first WrestleMania main event on the night that he may, in theory, be winning the title?
Yeah, you definitely put yourself in that kind of situation. I'm more against anything Cody and Roman again. It just seems, I mean, we've seen that so many times in several iterations, I think. And
I don't disagree, but it feels like they need Roman to go against someone for the title. And the idea that the last two times we saw Roman and Cody, it was Roman with the bloodline going up against Cody Rhodes. Now it's Cody as the defending champion having to fend off a hungry Roman Reigns. Maybe that's their thinking.
Maybe that's it. But I also think you do run into that situation is, yeah, babyface, you're putting Cody in a bad situation because, are you keeping him babyface? Are you making him more of a heel? Are you telling a story with that then? If you're telling a story with that, maybe that would be intriguing. But
well, again, tonight really is, it's strange. It's December. Tonight's the start of the build to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it is crazy to think. On the card, Robert, we do have AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. They're the WWE Tag Team Champions, if you didn't know. They're going up against New Day. That's Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, who are weirdly plugging the Supercard game on the PLE. That was kind of weird. But are you intrigued by this match, Robert?
I am, because I think the revelation of Austin Theory is going to have some ramifications for Grayson Waller. We may see that play into this match.
Do you think so?
It's very possible.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that for sure. Hey, the time is now tournament. There's only 4 left. That's Gunther. He's taking on Solo Sikoa in what wasn't a planned match. Comes to fruition anyways because of injury. So Gunther's got to get this one, right, Robert? What do you do?
Well, based on what happened at the end of SmackDown, it does seem like they found a good pivot.
Mm-hmm.
The Wyatt Six appearing and cornering Solo makes me feel as though we're going to get something spooky potentially in this match, which on the one hand, look, this match is snake bit as snake bit can get. This is not the plan that they originally had, and that's fine. I think Solo and Gunther will be a fine workmanlike match. I don't love that Gunther has to get the win in a way that's not clean, but at the same time, you're not going to beat Solo clean when he's got his own storyline. However, if the whole purpose of the Time Is Now tournament is a reflection on John Cena's career, one of his most important moments was that Firefly Funhouse match with Bray Wyatt. So I do kind of like this as a little bit of a tribute.
That's a good way to look at it too. I think that's a fair point. Then on the other side, we got Jey Uso. We got LA Knight, babyface versus babyface. You going with Jey on this one? I'm taking.
Yeah. What? Oh, sorry, thrilled. So excited to see Jey Uso versus LA Knight. What a match. What a contest. What an opportunity to see the guy that people were saying should have gotten the Jey Uso push versus the guy who should have gotten the Jey Uso push and got it and didn't do much with it. So, yeah, let's see who's going to win the lottery and get to lose to Gunther.
I'm gonna go back to the Survivor Series War Games match. That moment where Jay stopped the whole War Games match to yeet on top of the cage, it's too much. It's heavy-handed.
I didn't mind it just because, again, they know what they are. This is an entertainment show for WWE, and they didn't get the crowd didn't get a chance to do it earlier.
Oh,
And there's plenty of people who go for that Rocky Horror Picture Show experience.
I know.
They want to go and have everything, and you got 40 something thousand people. Let them go and do that. And what I liked is they started playing it, crowd was into it, and it got cut off by Brock Lesnar.
I did like that. I also like that Punk cared enough to like, hey, I'm gonna start beating people up during this. Like,
It did. It turned into New Jack.
yeah.
Music's still playing. Let's just start fighting.
Mm-hmm. So that I was okay with, but I do think though WWE has to be careful. Like this whole Yeet stuff has been co-opted pretty much already in a lot of ways, with Michael Cole doing it, like your dad doing it, everybody doing it. It just doesn't make.
What is my dad doing it?
Did your dad Yeet?
No, he is in no Yeet situation.
Is your dad a wrestling fan?
No.
Yeah.
No. Respects it in the sense of like, he's like, I guess I get it, but it's not his thing, and that's fine.
Yeah.
He's a traditional sports guy. It doesn't have the thrill of a Mets game. Yeah, there's nothing like a nothing in the middle of the 6 pitchers duel without a single hit. Just as exciting as War Games.
Different kind of exciting, I would argue, I guess. Yes.
I mean, if it was a Yankees game, I'd be a little happier, but that's beside the point.
I like the Yankees. I'm a big Yankee fan.
You have every hat under the sun. You root for every team on the damn planet. I've never once seen you wear a Gator shirt. I've never seen you wear a Gator hat. None of it.
I like Emmett Smith.
Well, you'll never guess where he went to college, the finest institution in the land, the University of Florida. You know what they taught us at the University of Florida? They taught us how to tell time.
Okay.
And you can tell what time it is every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern, because you tune in here and you're going to get Rumor and Innuendo live. We're not on one platform. We're not on 2 platforms. We are on a plethora of platforms, including the WWE Creative _ISH X account, the @Dominic D'Angelo X account, the @SE Scoops X account, and on YouTube on Rumor and Innuendo, ad-free shows and podcast heat. You can always catch the audio version of our podcast on Spotify or wherever the hell else you get podcast. I got Spotify. I don't use anything else. I'm not the best technologically savvy individual in the world, but I am savvy enough to know where I'm going to be tomorrow. I'm next going to be talking about all the fallout that we're going to see on Raw. So on behalf of, I guess we're fine now. On behalf of the guy who clearly scaled the cage and was the responsible party to cost the, well, please don't do that again. It was on behalf of the man who makes the most terrifying gesticulations on the planet, Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
You go back and check those cheeks. Those were my cheeks, everyone.
Shh.